Greenland is the world's largest island filled with beautiful icy landscapes, but could it become the 51st state of America?
Canada will open a new consulate in Greenland this week. Greenland is described as an autonomous territory of Denmark, and like Canada, Donald Trump has talked about wanting to annex the huge Arctic island and its 58,000 people.
Protecting Canada's backyard, a significant diplomatic move in Greenland.
If Denmark has any legal right, if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security.
When a Greenlandic MP heard that Canada was opening its first ever consulate in Nuuk, he didn't give a speech. He didn't hold a press conference. He said one word.
First reaction was, finally.
That single word tells you everything about what Donald Trump got wrong and what Mark Carney just got right. Because while Trump was threatening to take Greenland,
we need Greenland for national security. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
Before we go deeper, dear viewers, this is Maple States. If you're new here, help us reach 1,000 subscribers, 300 likes, and 300 comments on this video.
Canada walked in and was welcomed. Canada quietly executed one of its sharpest diplomatic moves in decades. Foreign Affairs Minister Anita Anand flew personally to Nuuk, the capital of Greenland, to open Canada's first consulate on the island. This was not a symbolic gesture. This was a calculated decision made at the highest level of the Carney government.
When we open a consulate in Greenland, we are expanding Canada's diplomatic footprint in another Arctic region. I've had numerous conversations with other foreign ministers of Arctic countries, and we all agree that now is the time to ensure that our collective will and footprint is placed in Arctic territory.
Ottawa chose this moment deliberately when Greenland is rethinking its economic future, when Arctic influence is being actively contested, and when Washington's credibility in.
The future of Greenland is a decision for Greenland and for Denmark exclusively. It's their decision.
The region is at its lowest point in years. Greenlandic MP Pelle Broberg didn't hide his reaction. In an interview with CBC, he said the consulate was long overdue. His reasoning was specific.
If we're back to the business at hand, the consulate is another step in collaboration between the Greenlandic people and the Canadians.
Inuit communities across Canada, Alaska, and Greenland have been culturally connected for generations. Same language roots, same Arctic traditions, same kinship networks. But politically, they've been separated by foreign governments and ocean distance. The consulate changes that. It creates a formal governmental bridge where only informal family ties existed before. Broberg went further. He said Greenland has watched CUSMA, the Canada-US-Mexico trade agreement, from the outside for years, wishing it could access that North American economic orbit. Canada, he suggested, might now be the partner that makes it possible. To understand why Greenland said finally, you have to understand what came before. Donald Trump first floated the idea of buying Greenland during his first term. The proposal was dismissed as a joke. Then he repeated it. Then Reuters, AP, and multiple senior officials confirmed he was serious, that he privately suggested the US could secure the island one way or another. Greenland's government called it colonial. Denmark's prime minister called it absurd. The diplomatic fallout was immediate and lasting.
For a long time, our cousins, families, our kins from Canada and Alaska as well, our Arctic Inuit cousins, they have been having connections to Greenland for a long time, but we've never had that close relation through the governmental level, which a consulate, of course, brings. So for the first reaction was, of course, finally.
Washington still operates a consulate in Nuuk and runs the Thule Air Base, its most strategically critical Arctic installation, but political trust never recovered. Greenland began looking for partners who would treat it as an equal rather than a territory to be acquired. Here is what Canada's consulate actually unlocks and why it matters beyond symbolism. Right now, Greenland buys Canadian goods but must route everything through Denmark. That means longer shipping times, higher costs, and European regulatory bottlenecks on every transaction. A direct diplomatic relationship removes that friction, but the bigger play is energy and trade architecture. Canada is one of the world's cleanest aluminum producers, powered by hydroelectric electricity. In 2026, the European Union's carbon border tariff takes effect. Aluminum made using fossil fuels will face financial penalties at the European border. Canadian aluminum faces no such penalty. Greenland, rebuilding its own industrial base, needs exactly this kind of clean supply chain partner. And if Greenland moves closer to North America's trade orbit, even informally, it is a structural shift that Washington cannot easily reverse.